Do you use sunscreens that are higher than SPF 50? You may be surprised to learn that you aren't exactly getting what you pay for. In this episode, I'm going to share with you 5 reasons not to buy higher SPF sunscreens and why you can get more bang for your buck by going with a lower SPF option. Hey beautiful, what is going on? My name is Kristen Nicole and I empower busy moms with wellness tips and education so that they can take the guesswork out of what comes next and show up each and every day feeling healthy and confident and ready to be the best version of their mom self. I put out a new video and blog post each and every week, so if you are new here, please consider subscribing by going to KristenNicoleOnline.com/8 and pick up my free guide, my 5 must-have smartphone apps every good mom should have to keep their family safe and healthy. So we're in the height of summer, or maybe you feel like it's the tail end of summer, but considering how warm it tends to be even later in the year these days, I would still say we're in the height of summer. But either way, if you are buying sunscreens that are higher than SPF 50, you likely are not getting the most bang for your buck. And here's why. Sunscreens marked as higher than SPF 50 are really only marginally better than sunscreens that are SPF 50 or lower. While it is easy to assume that you may get twice the coverage from, say, an SPF 100 sunscreen as you would the SPF 50, that's not actually true. In fact, the reality is that the extra protection you are getting from that higher SPF is so small that it's really not even worth considering. So in some of the testing, the independent labs found that sunscreens marked as higher than SPF 50 only provided an extra 1% of coverage than those that were marked as SPF 50 or lower. Research has shown that when SPF 50 is applied correctly, it blocks 98% of the sun's UVB rays, and SPF 30 sunscreen blocks 97% of the sun's UVB rays. So there's only a 1% difference when it comes to SPF 50 and SPF 30, and SPF 50 has additional ingredients and chemicals inside of it. When you start going up from there, SPF 100 or more, or SPF 75, the research had shown that there was only, again, a 1% difference, so it would block 99%. However, you are getting loaded with a lot more chemicals and a lot more harmful ingredients that are soaking and baking into your skin. So that's why when applied appropriately, the most protective sunblock that you can get is in the range of SPF 30 to 50. And that's even for those of us who are very likely to burn. Reason number 2, SPFs that are higher than 50 have a poor UVA and UVB balance. The chemicals that make up SPF are specifically intentioned with blocking UVB rays, which are the burning rays. However, they aren't necessarily aimed at blocking UVA rays, which is the cancer-causing rays and leads to melanoma. High SPF products prevent or suppress sunburn much more than they do the cancer-causing rays. This is because of the fact that the UVA and UVB rays protections do not harmonize well together. And since SPF only measures how protected you are against UVB rays, there's actually quite a large trade-off between protecting against the cancer-causing rays when you opt for a higher SPF sunblock. Reason number 3, high SPF sunblocks may not necessarily be higher SPF sunblocks, nor the most protective sunblock. Now, this information gets a little technical, but basically what you want to know is that a lot of testing that was done for the higher SPFs, it was discovered that that SPF protection didn't actually meet what the product said it did. Basically, those sunscreens had an actual SPF ranging from 37 to 75, which is quite a drastic difference from claiming it was SPF 100. If you want to read more about this, definitely go check out my blog post at KristenNicoleOnline.com/8. Reason number 4, high SPF sunblocks are frequently misused because of the fact that they claim to be higher. So Oftentimes what happens is if you think that it's an SPF 100, you don't have to apply it as frequently as you do an SPF 50, but that's not really the case. They generally last the same amount of time, and that SPF 100 is only giving you slightly better protection and also giving you a lot more chemicals and harmful ingredients inside of it. Reason number 5, higher SPF products may actually pose a greater risk to your health. This is because in order to get that higher SPF factor, it requires greater concentrations of those chemicals that you really don't want to be putting on your body and absorbing into your skin. Some of these ingredients have been linked to tissue damage and hormone disruption and even trigger allergies. So because of all of these reasons, that is why I recommend going with a good sunblock that is SPF 50 or lower, and actually one that is a broad spectrum sunscreen that is in the range of SPF 30. If you want to know more about that topic, I actually discussed that in another post at KristenNicoleOnline.com/3, and you will see 5 tips that I put together on how to choose the best sunscreen, and in there I talk about what a broad spectrum sunscreen is. And while you're there, don't forget to pick up my free guide, my 5 must-have smartphone apps every good mom should have to keep their family safe and healthy. Question of the week, what sunscreen are you using and what is the SPF? Drop me a comment and let me know.